All right, so I've begun the recording. You click the little blue got it box. It clears that out of your way. Make sure you have your setup like so, with 2 chairs or something that serves this same purpose of a sturdy balance support, and then a chair for you to sit.
Right.
And find your seat.
And
I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody. So we always begin with the basics of meditation, because the subtle principles found in meditation practice apply directly to our balance work. And when you practice your meditation at home, you can spend 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever, doing that. In this class, we're going to do it just a short bit, because then we move on to the next and the next and the next practice. But the basics of it are: you sit in a chair, scoot to the front edge of that chair so that you feel your buttock bones plugged down. And a lot of times, if our posture is off, like I'm slouching now, I've rolled back in my hips, my back is rounded, and then what happens is we lift our head like this, chin lifting. This cuts off the flow in the base of the skull and all the nerve plexes there. Some believe that this has a lot to do with why, as we age, we lose our vision and the rest of our senses, is because more about nerve flow, because the posture being off, this pinches it off and it slowly degrades. So one of the greatest things you can do for your longevity and functionality is get this correct. And then this is the same posture that we go walking with. We step upstairs, downstairs. So it applies across all the different functions. But again, what's important is that it's both structural integrity, but also a quality of relaxed and ease and softness that we're cultivating. So without the structural integrity, when I soften, then I slouch. So now we do the appropriate work, tilt your pelvis a little bit forward, and find this central integrity line they call zhongjang, central upright. Chin slightly down, crown slightly up. Feel that back of your skull opening. So here's your skull sitting on top of your spine. You want this chin down, crown up a little bit. And notice when I do that, my head doesn't fall forward. So I'm not looking down at the ground. Chin is down, crown is up, and I'm looking straight ahead with maybe just a slight downish quality. And once you create that zhongjang, that central upright, then we can cultivate relaxing around that central upright. To assist with that, the breathing. The breathing works on both the subtle quality of the mind, right? So as you take your next breath in, notice your mind had to be present for that. As you watch that breath exhale all the way out, your mind has to be present for that. So you're developing, hold on, sorry, I lost you guys there. You're developing a stamina of presence, a stamina of awareness. In through the nose and out through the nose or the mouth. So noticing how the breath is working on the mind in the sense that it's giving the mind something to pay attention to that's changing. The breath is either inhaling or exhaling. So it's on the move. The breath is on the move, but your mind can be a constant presence. And then the breath is also working on your muscles and structure. So when you take this big inhale, Feel the expansion of the rib cage, the stretch quality through your whole torso, this expansion. And then when you exhale, feel the melting quality, the softening quality, the relaxing, the grounding quality of exhale. And then when you inhale again, you don't want to lose the groundedness, but you want to feel expansion, opening. And then when you exhale, you feel the melting, the sloughing off, the relaxing. Inhaling. And exhaling. Let's take 5 more just like that. So the mind is gathering its presence. It's disconnecting from distraction. The body is understanding, oh, I've got my structural integrity and then a quality of softness, quality of ease. So you have both of those things in balance, and that's Tai Chi, yin and yang. Structural balance, but also effervescence and freedom and liberation. And then you'll also notice here that the body probably has a bunch of stiff spots in it. We just woke up, it's cold, it's winter. So now our movement series loosens all that up. So take your hands, place them on your legs. Slide the hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back. Lift your chest, lift your chin, arch. Slide your hands forward. The chest sort of concaves back and the head drops. And then slide the hands back, elbows back, chest lifts up, chin lifts up. You're arching the back. Slide the hands forward, the chest concaves, hollows back, the head falls forward. We're opening the back of the spine. 3 more. So 24 vertebrae, each gently moving a little bit. So we're not forcing the movement in one area. We're spreading the movement out throughout the whole spinal column. We're also including shoulder blade and arm bone, arm joint movement. We're also including tipping and tilting on the pelvis in the sagittal plane, the forward and back plane. And as you finish, settle back to the middle. What you could and should notice over time is that after you open up the forward and back, the settle to the middle position feels more open and stable, right? You're not holding it, but it's nice and stable. Now, left hand slides forward past left knee, right hand slides back, elbow pulls back, turn shoulders and head to the right. And then switch. So as your right hand comes forward, your left hand and elbow go back, turn to the left. Switch again. So we're moving all those same body parts, but we're moving them in a different plane. This is called the transverse plane or the rotational plane. Right? And you may notice there's particular barnacles, stuck spots, little glued areas that are being addressed and challenged here as we wring our body out. Basically, the problem is we're carrying around a bunch of dead weight, a bunch of stagnation, one more each way. And so our practice when it comes to our body work, the Taoist view is we're unpacking that. Let's go ahead back to the middle, settle to the middle, and just feel. You might feel a little different. When you practice this stuff regularly, you really feel the power of slowly cleaning out all these deep spaces in the body. Now, arms hang. We lean sideways. Let yourself almost like you're going to fall out of your chair, but don't. And lift this left wrist up. So if I turn sideways, you can see I'm not lifting my arm way out here. I'm just gently drawing it up this particular path and leaning, acting like I'm trying to touch the floor on this other side. and then switch. This hand dives down, this one comes up, and we lean. So we're opening this whole side, we're gently kind of wringing out the shoulder, we're getting this feeling of sort of falling loosely, and we come back this way. So a big thing in the Taoist movement or Tai Chi concepts is addition by subtraction. We're not trying to add things on, we're actually unpacking what's in the way so that we can return to our natural, fluid, soft, supple, easy way of moving. One more each side. We're just leaning and tilting. What you might notice, my middle, which they say is down in the belly, is undisturbed. So even though I'm leaning and tilting, let's do one more each way. Feel how your middle stays right where it is. Your middle is the key to not falling over, right? To not stumbling. Back to middle here. Okay, so now shoulders. We have arm bones plugged into a little socket. That socket is attached to the shoulder blade, which is kind of like a pizza pie shaped bone on your back. We're going to move those and let the arms come along for the ride. So shrug your shoulder blades up. Notice your arms lift up, but they can stay soft. Melt the shoulder blades down. Shoulder blades up. And shoulder blades down. One more. Remember, addition by subtraction. So we're kind of squeezing the sponge and then relaxing, letting it just be natural and loose. Now, the circles. Shoulder blades spread apart from each other. As they do that, the chest kind of concaves, the arms a little forward, then lift the shoulder blades, go over the top to the back, and then slide them down the back underneath and do it again. Forward and up, back and down. Forward and up, back and down. Addition by subtraction. Think of it like you're cleaning it out. You're squishing areas that have become rigid and brittle. You're cleaning off little barnacles, what they call adhesions. It's where the layers of tissue get glued together and stuck. Let's reverse it. Go back, up, over the top, and down. Back, up, over the top, down. Back, up, over the top, down. Back, up, over the top. Do one more. And you might remember why, if we're doing a walking class, are we working on the upper body? Go ahead, bend your elbows. Elbows out and up. Because again, anything we're carrying around, elbows out to the side and down, around in front, and squeeze the elbows together, touch them together, and then down. So any stiffness and rigidity that we're holding on to in our upper body makes us top heavy, and that in turn makes us more likely to fall when we lose our balance in a given circumstance, versus when the upper body is, as they say, empty and the lower body full, we're very grounded and very adaptable. Elbows pull back, down with the elbows, forward with the elbows, up with the elbows, like you're trying to really reach up, and then go forward, down, back, down, forward, up, forward, down, back, down, forward, up, and down. And then one more with this little series, elbows out to the side, one up, one down, go under, and hug your own body. Give it a hug, squeeze. And then releasing that, open. And the other one under, the other one over. Give it a nice hug, a nice squeeze. And then release and open. And two more, one to each position. So again, just keep getting this idea that you're squishing and opening, you're pumping and flushing, you're yinning and yanging. And then let's settle back down. Okay, now scoot a little bit back on your chair so you're very stable. Load up one leg with a flexed foot, push straight away, reload, and then set that foot down. Other side. So we're squishing the hip area, folding at the knee, and then we're pushing out and straightening those spaces, and then reloading, setting down. Switch. So same idea. The body in a state of sort of frozen rigidity, and what we're doing with both brain and the tissue and structure is saying, no, we go all the way this way, we go all the way that way, we can come all the way back down. So we're making this body and brain feel free through its whole range rather than sort of stuck. They call that truncated. The brain starts sort of narrowing its movement range as we age. And then that's made worse with things like Parkinson's if you don't battle against it with practices like this. Now, right leg out in front, point foot, flex foot. Point, flex. Then invert, evert, this little tilt of the foot. Then circle the foot. Nice round polishing circles. And reverse. Round polishing circles. And down. Switch. Pointing and flexing. Invert, evert. Circling. And reverse circle the other way. And down. Scoot forward. Last little leg exercise. Legs very close together. Lift the toes up so your heels are touching the ground. And turn. So notice here, your pelvis is in the middle. Your leg bones have done what's called external rotation. They've turned out from the hips. The knees are still in line with the toes. And then lift your toes and bring them back. And actually, we want to do this exercise with the feet a little wider apart to give us room for internal rotation. So lift your toes. Now turn and create this little funny looking shape, but do it from the hips. So it's an internal rotation. Now external rotation, turn out, and then internal rotation. So lifted toes, turn in, pigeon toe, external. So see if you can picture what's happening. Your femur bone in this ball and socket is turning, and the leg is coming along for the ride. And so this is a standard movement that people lose because they just don't do it. They don't practice it. So this is rotation, right? It's the rotational plane. All right, back to neutral. And finally, before we stand up, hands are on your thighs. Fold. The pelvis folds over the legs. So now the legs aren't moving, but the hips are. And then we come back sitting vertical. And then we lean back a little bit. Notice it's from the hips that I'm leaning. And then up. And then from the hips, I'm folding. And then back up. So in a sense, the spinal column isn't rounding or arching. The only thing that's changing is pelvis hinging and reversing. One more. So this is our powerhouse. This is where a lot of the magic happens. Let's come back. So best example of that is standing up and sitting down. So we'll go right to it. Firstly, notice a 90-degree angle here. I want to make that more acute. I want to bring the foot back. So this is a tighter angle. Then fold from the hips and get my arms, shoulders, and head beyond my ankles. And then once that happens, it's no problem to stand. There's no work involved. It's easy. Same thing sitting down. First, hinge at the hips. Your butt goes back. Your arms and shoulders are loosely hanging. And then you sink. And then you commit to your chair. So the mistake people make is they miss this part. Fold and get into your legs. Then push. Up you go. Then they miss this part where it's, I haven't bent my knees yet. I've created this shape. Then my sinking of the butt is why the knees bend. And then I'm in the chair. Let's do that twice more. Notice you can do this by spilling into your legs. And then you're just nice and easy and relaxed. And same idea, you just liquid. You just slide the joints and tissue. The more relaxed, the better. Last one. Just spilling nice and easy. No work involved, just easy. Now, let's do 4 of them where you don't sit in your chair. Arms hanging. Sink down, 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 down with your butt. See if you can even touch your toes. And then push through the earth and come back to standing perfectly vertical. Hips go back and just sink, 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 sink. Arms loose. Let's see if you can dangle your fingertips towards your toes. And then push through the earth and rise. Let's do that twice more. The butt goes back. You just sink. Make sure it's the butt sinking that gets you there rather than you selling out your spine. One more time. And we're back to standing. Okay. So now I'm just moving my chair. You guys keep your chair where it is. I have sort of limited space, so I have to create this area. Okay. So now here we are standing. Let's move closer to this right side chair. So this is my left, but I'm going to call it right so that I'm your mirror. So when I say right, I mean you're right. So move over to this side chair, fingertips touching it, and then see if you can do this first level without any hands. So change your weight to your right leg, letting that knee kind of softly bend, and then your left leg lift the heel and get to the tip of your shoe. And then land that foot back down without any body weight, and then you'll change your body weight into this leg and get to the tip of your other shoe. Right? You notice how lightly I am on this shoe. That's what I'd like you to try and practice over time. But again, first, it's the change of weight to this leg. One full, one empty. Once that it's empty, then you can get up to the tip of the shoe without any problem. It's floating. Put the whole foot down, it's still floating, and then change the weight. So now this one isn't floating, but this one is. Get to the tip of the shoe. Place it down. This is level 1. Change. Get to the tip of the shoe. Put it down without any body weight in it. Change. So if you're at the store or out in the world somewhere and you're standing around, this is a basic practice you can do. It's not very dangerous, right? Because you're keeping your foot on the floor, but you're practicing this essential skill for walking, which is changing weight leg to leg. Now, level 2. Hand might need to be on the chair. You get to the tippy toe, disconnect the foot from the floor. That adds danger. Put the whole foot down, shift. What this shows you is you may not in fact be empty, because if I still have weight in this leg and I try to pick it up, the body has to kind of pull back to get it off the ground. Whereas when it's empty, you notice nothing changes here when I lift and lower it. And then I shift. Here's my zhongjang, my central upright. I lift and place it back down. Then I change. Here's my zhongjang. It's aligned. It's connecting through one leg. This other one is free. Down. Change. So this is level 2. Hand on chair as needed. Level 3. Again, hand on chair as needed. All we do here is try to get the knee as high as it can go. With a loose foot, relax. You let the leg soften long all the way down. Notice how I didn't put weight in it. right? I put the whole foot down, leg is long, then I change the weight into that leg. This one comes all the way up to its full height. And then this is just as important, softening it long without your body weight going down in and to the floor through that leg. So it's empty still. Then change. All the way up. All the way soft and long. Back to the floor without the body weight falling into it. Change. One more each. All right, now that's the essential skill. Then we just add challenge to that. Weight into your left leg, put your right foot out in front with the heel touching the ground, like this. Notice I'm not way out here, it's just right in front. So one full, one empty. Now shift the weight into your front leg, get to the tippy toes of your back foot, and then shift back. Tip of the heel. So again, one full, one empty. Make your right leg your full leg, left leg your empty leg, and then switch. Left full, right empty. This is level 1 because we're not leaving the ground. This is the one you can practice safely at the store, coffee shop, in your kitchen, while you're waiting for a teacup or the oven or the microwave or whatever. Right? You're just making sure not to be stuck and frozen. Let's go level 2. So level 2, you might need your hand on something. From the hip, lift, lower. Let's do that twice more. So again, this is our full leg, this is the empty leg, and it's from the hip. Straight leg, down. Notice Jung Jung is undisturbed. Undisturbed. One more. Now shift into this right leg. Your left leg, just bend the knee and bring the heel up as if you're trying to touch it to the butt cheek. And then place the toe back to the floor. Just do that a couple times. Bend, straighten. Return it. Bend at the knee, and then just return the toe to the ground. One more. Right, so this is a challenge. Are you on one leg? Right, you might need your hand on the chair. Toe down. Now we shift back. Now let's flow with that. From the hip, lift, lower, shift. From the knee, like a little flamingo, lift, toe down, shift back. How's your Jung Jung? Your central upright. How's that quality of ease? Can you relax? Or are you grabbing on, which is very natural to do, grabbing on, but it gets in the way. And remember, it's all about one full, one empty, and then changing which is full and which is empty. Level 3, hand on chair, knee up, heel back down, touching the floor, shift. Now this back leg, both bring the heel to the butt and bring your knee forward and up so that you can then reach the toe back, but don't put your weight into it. So stay established in your front leg, then shift back. From the hip, lift and bend the knee, bringing that knee up. Then the heel softly down, shift. Now this back leg knee forward and up, only to then reach the toe back, find the floor, and shift back. Relaxing down through the body to the earth. Kind of like you're grounding your electricity to the earth. Shift. Knee forward and up. Reach back. Shift back. Knee up. Down. Shift. Last time. Forward and up. Down. And back. Shift. Now we're going to switch to the other side. So bring your front foot back. Change your weight into your right leg and a little side step. and make your way over to your other chair. Let's go level 1 of that exercise. So bring your right foot in. Change your weight to your right foot. Put left foot out in front, heel touching. Level 1. Rock. Get to the tippy toe. Rock. Rock. So picture a traditional rocking chair. How it rocks forward and rocks back, it doesn't require strength to do so. It's by virtue of its structure, how it's built, that it can operate like that. That is how we need to learn to use this body. So we're not fighting against our own natural structure. We're just easily, and if we have our middle stable, relaxed and centered, and then we rock back and forth, we shouldn't be feeling like we're all over the place balance-wise. Level 2. From this hip, lift, put the heel down, lift, and if you stumbled there, make sure you analyze why. Probably because you weren't established in your full leg and your empty leg. You just yanked the leg off the ground, right? Versus one full, one empty. Now shift forward. We're going to pick up this back foot. Same idea. If you're truly established in one leg, then you can lift and lower with ease. But it's got to be the leg that you're paying attention to. And we rock back. Now let's just flow level 1. I'm sorry, level 2. So we rock back from the hip, back down, shift, bend the knee, toe down, shift, jung jung, central upright intact, and we're just traveling it. So we might think now the primary direction of our movement is forward and back, but actually the primary movement is down through this leg, and then down through this leg, and then down through this leg. And that's what it feels like to be grounded, is that we realize, oh, it's down and through. Level 3, hand on chair as needed. Up, softly down, shift. Forward and up, reach the toe back, shift. Up, down, shift. Forward and up. So Elaine, watch what I'm doing here, how I've changed it. The knee is coming up now, right? Up, down, shift. Same thing here. I'm not just bending the knee now. I'm also bringing it forward and up from the hip so that I can practice reaching the leg back without losing balance. Shift. Up, down, shift. Forward and up, back, and shift. One more. And again, all of this stuff is training our range of motion and balance so that regular walking becomes easy again. Bring this foot back, switching sides one more time. Side step and shift. Hand can touch the chair for safety. Try this first one, no hands. Change the weight to your left leg. Right foot comes in front, heel touching the ground. Level 1. So I'm going to turn at a slight angle so you can see the angles. Shift. Once I get to the tippy toe of the back foot, I just let this foot swing forward. So we're going to do that bit a couple of times. Just swing forward, swing back. Notice this is an empty foot. Toe touch, heel touch. Toe touch. At no point do I put weight in this leg for this little warm-up practice. We're just swinging. We're stepping. One more. So I'm not putting any weight in this left leg. Now put the left foot in front, heel touching, shift into it. Tippy toe your back foot. Now we go back, shift back. Once you're on the tip of the heel, swing back, touch the toe, and shift back. So now we're walking. We're using these principles to walk. So shift into your right leg, step left foot, shift into your left leg. Reverse. Shift, swing back, shift. Right leg is empty. Now we make right leg full. We step, then we make left leg full. Reverse. Back, right leg full, swing the foot back, left leg full. All the while, zhong or central upright, undisturbed. Primary movement is down through the leg to the earth, down through the leg to the earth. Now let's go to level 2. Fingers touching chair as needed. Lift, lower, shift. Now very important, right here, you're on the tippy toe. Pick the foot up and step it over something, an imaginary obstacle, and then shift. Once you're in your left leg, do the little flamingo lift. Little bend to the knee, toe back down, and then we shift back. Now your front leg has to lift in front, bend, and push back behind. And then you shift back. Front leg, lift, lower, shift. Obstacles. You're going up and over something, placing the foot down, and then shift. Little flamingo lift. Bend the knee, put the foot back down, shift back. Again, now lift, bend, reach, shift back. Central upright intact. Let's do that twice more. Lift, lower, shift. Small obstacle, up and over, shift. Flamingo, lift, lower, shift back. Up in front, bend the knee, push the foot behind, find the floor, then shift your weight into it. One more time, level 2, lift, lower, shift, obstacle, shift, flamingo, down, shift, up, tuck, reach, shift. Level 3, hand on chair as needed. Now we lift that knee up, lower the heel down, shift. And now this is just kind of an exaggerated obstacle. Heel to butt, knee up, foot out. All the while we're standing on one leg, and then down this foot goes. And then we shift. Now this other, your right leg comes forward and up, only to reverse. Back, shift back. And again, same idea. We go up, tuck, reach. And then we shift into this leg. Up, down, shift. Primary direction down to the earth. Then this leg, heel to butt, knee up, foot out, down. Shift. Back knee forward and up. Reach the toe back. All the while, just steady Eddie. Right? Shift. Reverse. One more time. So what we're really cultivating, what you start to feel is stillness. Unbroken stillness. Through the transitions. Through the large range movement, but there's a still quality that when we don't have that stillness, that's when everything is mayhem. But when we feel a soft, easy releasing down, and that can stay present through the movement, it's when we're really practicing Tai Chi. Now bring your right leg back, change the weight there, side step, and weight into your right leg, left foot out in front, level 1, shift, easy step forward, and go back and forth with this foot, just to feel this loose, empty quality. So Tony, make sure, and I think some of you are doing this as well, you're going into the leg and then into the leg. Try to do a few where you don't put any weight into this leg. You see it's empty throughout the forward and back. So get that feeling. And then let's continue. So now step that right foot forward, shift into it. And then we shift back, step right foot back, shift back, empty left foot. So now it's left leg empty, step that empty right foot, make right leg full. And then full, pull. Primary direction is down. Down and through the leg, that's what frees this foot to step. Down and through the other leg, that's what frees this foot. Down through, down through. Let's go to level 2. Lift, lower, shift. Step over that obstacle. So the foot has to pick up and come over something and step down, all without putting weight. Then we decide the weight goes through, and you do that little flamingo lift with this leg. And then back, front leg up, tuck, push back, shift. This leg, lift, lower, shift. Remember, cultivate stillness. So a quality of soft stillness through these transitions. And that's what it feels like to be balanced. Balance isn't being straight and rigid. It's being soft and still throughout whatever, right? More complicated Tai Chi practices make all kinds of interesting shapes and spaces and ranges of motion, but the middle remains a constant, right? It's a constant. So it's that soft, still quality that we are really cultivating. Now, level 3, hand on chair as needed, knee up, foot softly down, change the weight. Now it's heel to butt, knee up, foot out, lower the leg, and then shift the weight. This back leg comes forward and up, should be your left leg. Reach the toe back, shift back, and then we come up, tuck, reach, and shift back. Up, down, shift. Primary direction is down to the earth. We stay down through the earth as this leg does its little exploration, and then we shift, and the primary direction is down to the earth. This leg's free because it's empty. And then we go down to the earth through the left leg. This leg is free to move. Down to the earth through the right leg, free to move. One more. Down to the earth. So at first you're probably using the chair. Over time, you want to use just your leg and the earth. And we're back. Now we do what's called shogun, or closing gesture. Wings. Turn your palms up. Hands come over the top. Settle. This is the sort of narrative is when we are doing a practice, our chi, our life force is coming out to play. It's actively doing things in the body. And then we want to remember, let's come back to stillness so as to not exhaust that chi. And we're also training it back to the belly, back to this place of stillness, this middle reservoir, before we go into our next little set. Hands come down. Now just stay where you are. I'm going to adjust my space so it mimics yours. So now I'm facing the same direction as you. Here are your chairs. Move yourself to the left side of your space and turn and face across. So what you should have is on your left side, your chairs are there for you as a safety mechanism. And now we walk forward and backwards about 4 or 5 steps. Place the weight through your right leg, put your left foot in front, heel touching. Let's go level 1. So it's shift, wait for the back foot to be empty. Now remember, step the foot without any weight. And then shift. Step the foot without any weight, shift. Step the foot without any weight, shift. Returning the other way, shift into your back leg. Your front foot should be empty, and you need to step it back without putting any weight in it. So you got to find the floor with your toe, then shift into it. Bring the foot back, no body weight, toe touching, shift. Put the toe back, shift. So do the forward and back a couple of times. And Jim, watch me for a second. So you're kind of stepping way out and doing a bunch of extra. Do way less so that you really practice this vertical, smallest possible step, where you're getting one empty, one full, one empty, one full. So doing less, but paying attention to your upright quality, your quality of ease. When you go backwards, same idea, small step, get the toe back with no body weight. That's much better, Jim, much better, right? And so you feel the sort of stillness there as you're advancing and retreating, and then that can grow. Your range can grow over time, but you don't want to jump the level, right? Good, last time. And of course, we could do this exercise with all three levels, but we won't today because I want to get to our side steps. The next time you are all the way back to where you started, stay there and turn and face forward again. So that now you're looking at my back. Change the body weight into your left leg. Right leg should be empty, and then step it sideways and back in. Sideways and back in. Do that a few times. I just want to adjust my camera. Okay. So again, when I step out, my body and my body weight stays exactly where it is. Exactly where it is, right? So there's no weight in this leg. Keep doing that a couple more. Because a lot of times people go like this, and then this, and they're jumping instead of stepping. And it's by virtue of the emptiness here that I can move fast, right? Not because I'm rushing. Now, step the right foot out, leave it there, change the weight to the right leg, leave the left foot completely on the ground, though it is empty. Then change the weight to the left leg, the right foot stays on the ground, though it's empty. So feel this internal mechanism through, remember, primary direction is down, down, down. So even though there's left and right, the primary direction is still plug into the earth, plug into the earth. One more time, plug into the earth through the right leg. Now left foot empty, float it in and back out, in and out. And really the foot should be able to never touch the ground and float in and out. That's your goal, right? Is in, out. In. Now, the next time you bring this left foot in, this might be the most important of these exercises. Feet together, touching if possible. Now change the weight into your left leg. Primary direction is down. This one is empty. And then change again. Primary direction obviously is down because we don't have any room to move left and right. So in order to have this empty and then change and have this empty, we really have to find this Tai Chi path of plug into the earth through one, plug into the earth through the other, plug in, plug in. Now, stay in your left leg, right foot empty, side step. Change into your right leg, primary direction down. Once left foot is empty, float it in. Down through the left leg, right foot empties, free to step. Down through right leg, left foot free to step. The better you get at softening through the leg, the freer this leg is, quicker, right? So that's where Tai Chi does lead to speed. First, we have to soften everything out of the way. And then we can move with efficiency and swiftness. Let's go back the other way. So it's shift without stepping, step without shifting, shift without stepping, step without shifting, shift without stepping, step without shifting. So we're training a mechanism here. This internal mechanism that for many people are in a state of sort of frozen. So they call that double weighted, when you're stuck here versus able to change, able to yin and yang, change, change. There and back one more time. Change, float it in, change, float it out, change, float it in. And again, this footwork combined with different movements and turnings is what makes for different Tai Chi positions, right? Hands play with clouds or brush knee or other things. So it's this basic leg change added to some other complexity up here that would make for more Tai Chi proper sort of traditional exercises. First, you got to learn this, you got to feel good with it. All right. And one more time, shogun, float the arms, bring them over the top, settle, settle, settle. And let's go to our third primary exercise. Stand inside the middle of your chairs, right? So you got them to the right and left of you. Weight goes into your left leg, right foot is empty. Turn the right foot out, back to neutral. And then, remember we did this before, this little pigeon toe. Turn that foot in. And then let's go right to the turn out, turn out. Notice when you turn out, the hips kind of turn, the chest kind of turns this way if you allow it. And then turn in, the hips and the chest turn to this other corner over here a little bit. So the right leg remains empty, we're turning out, and we're turning in. Turning externally, turning internally. Let's go back to neutral, change. Now, same thing on this side, turn externally, foot stays empty, and we're turned to this corner over here, and then we turn to the other corner and turn the foot in. There's a little pigeon toe here, and then turn out and in. So the one full leg is still the right leg, and we're turning out, turning in. Loose, relaxed, and easy. Neutral. Change the weight to the left leg. Turn the right foot out. Now, shift the weight into the right leg. Turn the body to face the right side and bring the left foot to match the right foot. Change the weight to the left leg. Turn your right foot out. Shift into your right leg. Now you should be facing away from the camera. You should be facing away from me. If you're looking at me, that means you didn't do it. Turn the right foot out again. Shift and turn again, a quarter turn to the right. Now you're looking at the right side of the room, or left side, sorry. And then turn the right foot out, shift, turn, and now you should be facing back forward. Let's do that again. Turn right leg out, shift. Turn the body. You should be facing the right side of your space. Turn the right foot out again. Shift and turn. You should be facing the back of the space. Right foot turns out. Shift and turn the body. Bring the left foot to match. Left side of space. And then once more facing forward. Other leg. Turn left foot out. Shift. Facing left side. Left foot turns out. Shift. Turn left foot out. Shift and turn. Left foot out. Shift and turn. Left foot out. And we're back to starting gait. And then we'll close with self-massage. So hands together, rub, rub, rub. Keep rubbing, keep rubbing. Rub the back of one hand palms, back of other hand, palms. Now, very important area, groin or inguinal region, right? Genital area on either side. Rub up and down, right? So this area tends to be one that is stuck, not open, and sort of less awareness. Now we come up to the front of the hips, front of the legs where the hips and thighs meet. It's called the hip flexors. Then come around, tailbone, up onto your lower back area as high as you can. This is called the Mingmen. Very important area that, again, we don't want that stuck and frozen. And then we go as if we're doing a squat. So you remember our squats, the butt goes back a little. You sit the butt, slide your hands down the outside of the legs, around to the inside. As you stand back up, come up the inside, past the groin to the belly button, and we'll do that again. Inguinal, or qua as it's called, then hip flexors, then around to the sacrum and tailbone, up onto your lower back, and then sweeping. The butt goes back, you sit and sweep the hands down the outside, around to the inside, stand up, come up the inside to the navel. And then finally, up the outside to the shoulder, turn that palm up, down the inside, off the fingertips, turn that palm down. So we repeat on this same arm, up, turn the arm, down, turn the arm, up and down, up and down, up the outside, down the inside. Yin or yang channels, yin channels. Switch arms. Yang channels, turn, yin channels, off, turn, yang channel, yin channel. So it's like a reset of natural flow of the nerves, the chi. One more. And shogun, wing, roll, fold over the top, settle, 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 settle. Here's the belly button, hands settle right in front of that. And then to close and seal the practice, we take the center palm, Lao Gun point, place it over the navel. Take the other Lao Gun point, place it over the back of this Lao Gun point. And it's like a cork, sealing our practice. Let's take 5 breaths in through the nose. Holding that breath, feel that fullness, that saturation of chi and oxygen, and then exhale when you're ready, all the way out. You might even slightly draw the navel in. It's kind of like sucking the belly in. Holding empty. When you're ready, inhale. Let that belly expand, diaphragm expand, ribs expand, and then when you're ready, exhale. Draw the belly in, maybe even a little extra. And again. Hold full, saturate like a feast of chi, and then exhale. Let's just do one more. All right, our Taoist bow. You grab one thumb with a full fist and then just lay this hand over the top. Creates like a little yin yang symbol representing harmonizing yin and yang, plus and minus, all the different sort of polarities. And then we bow. All right, thank you so much today, and good to have everybody here. If you have any questions, feel free to unmute yourself and ask, or you can email me later. All is fine. Thank you.